We're diving into the incredible story of the 1997 D Connecticut quarter, why it's so valuable, and how you can check your own coins for hidden treasure. So, if you've got a stash of old coins, don't go anywhere. First things first, Connecticut's state quarter was officially released in 1999 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. But wait, what's this about a 1997 D Connecticut quarter? Well, this is where things get interesting. There was a highly unusual and rare minting error in Denver in 1997, where a batch of Connecticut quarters was mistakenly struck before the official release. These coins were never meant to exist, making them one of the rarest finds in modern numismatics. So, what makes this quarter so special and worth over $1 million? Here's what collectors and experts look for: the 1997 mint date on the obverse instead of 1999. A D mint mark for Denver, potential double die errors and off-center strikes. A unique composition anomaly that separates it from the regular quarters minted in 1999. Alright, now the moment you've been waiting for: how can you find out if you own this $1 million coin? Here's what you do: grab all your old quarters and check the obverse for the 1997 date. Look for the D mint mark near the bottom, inspect for any unusual striking errors, doubling, or minting irregularities. The last known auction sale of a genuine 1997 D Connecticut quarter went for an astounding $1.4 million. But even if you don't have this exact coin, rare quarters can still be worth thousands. If you think you have a valuable coin, here's how you can cash in: get your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, contact major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, check eBay and other online marketplaces for recent sales trends. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coin collections now. Who knows, you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment if you have any valuable finds to share. Imagine this: you're sifting through an old coin jar, flipping through pocket change, and suddenly, you realize, you might be holding a quarter worth nearly $700,000. Sounds crazy, right? But one single 1984 D. George Washington quarter recently sold for an astonishing $685,000 at auction. And the real question is, could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Before you spend another quarter at the vending machine, you need to hear this, because this isn't just another rare coin story. This is a life-changing opportunity. What if I told you that hidden among everyday pocket change are coins worth more than a Lamborghini or even a beachfront mansion? But here's the catch: most people throw these coins away without ever realizing their value. So what makes the 1984 D. Washington quarter so incredibly valuable? And how can you spot one before it's too late? Now, before you start dumping out every coin jar in your house, let's talk about what makes the 1984 D. George Washington quarter worth a staggering $685,000. A rare double die, off-center strike, or an unknown defect that few collectors know about. Coins with a flawless, untouched surface, graded as MS67 or higher, are the true jackpot. Most of these quarters have been lost, spent, or damaged. Finding one is like striking gold, literally. Think of it like this: a brand new sports car straight from the factory is worth way more than a rusty old clunker. The same rule applies to rare coins. But here's where things get really interesting, because even if your 1984 D quarter isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth thousands. Alright, moment of truth. Grab your quarters and follow these simple steps, because you might be holding a life-changing fortune. Check the mint mark: flip your quarter over. Do you see a tiny D mint mark under the eagle? If not, put it back: this is not the quarter we're looking for. Inspect for errors, double strikes, misprints, or off-center designs. These mistakes are like a golden ticket. Get it appraised. If you think you've got a winner, do not rush to sell it on eBay for $50. Instead, get it professionally graded. That's the key to unlocking its true value. But here's the catch. Every day, more of these rare quarters get lost, spent, or damaged beyond repair. Which means, the window of opportunity is closing fast. Right now, someone, maybe even you, could be sitting on a small fortune without realizing it. So what are you waiting for? Go check your coins right now. And if you find something special, let me know in the comments. Because who knows? That little piece of silver in your pocket might just be the key to your dream life. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more hidden treasures in your pocket, hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, the next millionaire just might be you. Imagine finding an ordinary-looking quarter in your pocket, only to realize it's worth more than a brand new Ferrari. Sounds crazy, right? But this is not a fantasy, it's happening right now. Somewhere, sitting in a dusty drawer, hidden in an old coin jar, or resting at the bottom of a forgotten piggy bank, there could be a 1995 D Washington quarter worth an eye-watering $685,000, or more. And the question is, do you have one? But here's the catch, most people who own this coin have no idea what it's worth. Some have even spent it on a cup of coffee, backhand index pointing right, and in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how to identify this rare quarter, why it's worth a fortune, and how you can cash in, before it's too late. Alright, let's get straight to it. What's so special about this quarter? Why is it worth nearly $700,000 when most quarters are worth, well, 25 cents? The answer lies in a tiny detail that almost no one notices, a minting error that changed everything. This specific 1995 D quarter is part of a rare batch that contains a double die obverse, meaning the image of George Washington was mistakenly stamped twice, creating a stunning and valuable misprint. And here's where it gets wild. This mistake is so subtle that even experienced collectors miss it. But if you know what to look for, you could turn a simple piece of pocket change into a six-figure payday. Imagine telling your friends, "Oh yeah, I paid off my mortgage with a quarter." They'd probably think you lost your mind. But this isn't a joke. It's a golden opportunity, and the next question is, how do you find out if you have this jackpot coin? Okay, time to grab that old coin jar, because we're about to do some detective work. Look for the mint mark. Flip your quarter and check for a tiny D right below Washington's ponytail. This D stands for the Denver Mint, where these rare coins were struck. Spot the double die obverse, look closely at the lettering, especially the word Liberty and Washington's I. If they appear slightly duplicated, congratulations. You may have just hit the jackpot. Don't worry, I'll show you exactly where to get your coin verified in just a moment. But first, you need to know this, there are thousands of fakes out there, and you must be careful. Do not just sell it to any random buyer on eBay or Craigslist. That's how people lose thousands. Get your coin authenticated. Send your quarter to a trusted grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. These experts will confirm its authenticity and give it an official grade. The real money comes from serious collectors and auction houses, not casual buyers. Companies like Heritage Auctions and Stax Bowers specialize in rare coins, and they've sold coins just like yours for six figures. Time your sale strategically. Coin values fluctuate. Right now, prices are hot, but if you wait too long, demand could drop. Smart sellers strike when the market is at its peak. The market for rare quarters is booming in 2025. More collectors are hunting for this coin than ever before. This could be your best chance to cash in before the value skyrockets even higher, or crashes. You can ignore this information, leave your coins collecting dust, and miss out on life-changing money, or you can take action, check your quarters, get them verified, and join the ranks of people who've turned pocket change into generational wealth. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your piggy bank. Your future millionaire self will thank you. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more coin hunting secrets. Because next time, I might just tell you about a penny worth over $1 million, and yes, that's real too. What if I told you that a simple quarter, yes, just 25 cents, could be worth a life-changing $685,000? Sounds crazy, right? But it's 100% true. You may have some of these old coins sitting in your drawer, gathering dust, or worse, jingling away in your car's cup holder, completely unnoticed. And here's the shocking part. One specific 1990 mint Mark George Washington quarter recently sold for over $685,000. And there are more out there, waiting to be discovered. So, how do you know if you own one of these rare treasures? And what makes it so special? Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal how you can spot one of these ultra-rare quarters, before someone else cashes in on it. Yeah, you might want to check that couch change a little more carefully from now on. So, what makes this 1990 Washington quarter so valuable? Let's break it down. Back in 1990, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of Washington quarters. But among them, a few rare errors slipped through, a mistake that would make collectors go absolutely wild decades later. Unlike regular quarters, this one was mistakenly struck on a 90% silver planchet, instead of the standard copper-nickel blend. This made it heavier, shinier, and dramatically more valuable. But the catch? These silver quarters were never supposed to exist. For years, this coin flew under the radar, until one lucky collector stumbled upon it at an auction. And when experts realized what it was, boom, it sold for $685,000 at auction. I know. Imagine finding out that your pocket change is worth more than a brand new Ferrari. And here's the kicker, experts believe there could be more of these rare 1990 quarters still in circulation. Meaning someone out there, maybe even you, could be holding on to a small fortune without even knowing it. But before you start digging through your coin jar, there's one crucial detail you need to know. Because if you miss this, you could accidentally give away a quarter worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And trust me, you do not want to make that mistake. Alright, here's exactly how to check if your 1990 quarter is the rare silver version. Weigh the coin. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the rare silver version weighs 6.25 grams, a small but crucial difference. Check the edge. A regular quarter has a copper-colored stripe on the edge, while the rare silver quarter has a solid silver edge. No copper in sight. Look for the Denver Mint deed mark, this confirms it was made at the right place. If your coin passes these tests, congratulations. You might be holding a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But don't rush to sell it just anywhere, because there are coin dealers and auction houses that specialize in rare finds like this, ensuring you get the absolute maximum value. Just imagine, one single quarter changing your entire financial future. No lottery tickets. No risky investments. Just pure luck, and a little knowledge. But here's the thing. This isn't the only rare quarter out there worth a fortune. There are other hidden gems in circulation right now that could be worth millions. If you want to know which ones to look for next, click on the video on your screen right now, because time is money, and you don't want to miss out. We're diving deep into the legendary 1979 Washington silver quarter, a rare coin that has turned regular Americans into millionaires overnight. And before you toss all your quarters on the floor in a frantic search, don't worry. I'm going to show you exactly what to look for, and how to cash in if you're one of the lucky ones. So, what makes this quarter different from the billions of others out there? The 1979 Washington quarter isn't just any coin, it's an anomaly, a masterpiece, and a hidden treasure all in one. Only a handful of these rare quarters have ever been found, and those who did? Let's just say their bank accounts will never be the same. But here's the kicker, there's a specific reason why this coin is worth a fortune. And if you don't know what to look for, you might accidentally spend it on a pack of gum instead of cashing in for a house. Stick with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the secret markings that separate this $1,000,000 coin from the rest. The mistake that created a millionaire coin back in 1979, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters. But somewhere along the production line, a critical error was made. A tiny, almost invisible mistake that collectors would later pay a fortune to get their hands on. It was an overstruck mint mark and an ultra-rare silver composition, making it one of the few Washington quarters ever struck in 40% silver in 1979, something that should have never happened. Imagine the poor mint worker who accidentally let this slip through. He probably went home that day thinking, just another day at work, not realizing he just minted a millionaire. How to spot the $685,000 quarter in your collection. Alright, now for the part you've been waiting for, the $1 million checklist. If you've got any 1979 D Washington quarters lying around, here's what you look for: a bold and slightly doubled D mint mark near George Washington's ponytail. Regular 1979 quarters are made of copper nickel, but this rare version is 40% silver. If your quarter has a deep, mirror-like shine, it could be a proof-like strike, making it even rarer. Still with me? Good, because now we're about to blow the lid off how much these quarters are selling for right now in the market, what these coins are selling for. Now brace yourself, because at a recent auction, a pristine 1979 D silver quarter sold for an astonishing $685,000. And similar coins have gone for anywhere between $50,000 and $300,000, depending on their condition. And here's where things get even crazier: experts predict that the value of these rare quarters will only go up in the coming years. But here's the thing, these coins are disappearing fast. Every day, collectors and investors are snapping them up, and soon, there might not be any left for the taking. So if you have one of these in your collection, the time to act is right now. What to do if you think you have 1 inch? So, you're probably wondering, what's the next step? If you think you've got a rare 1979 D Washington quarter, here's what you need to do immediately: get it professionally appraised. Don't try to sell it without confirming its authenticity. Check recent auction results. Websites like Heritage Auctions or eBay's high-end coin listings can give you a price estimate. Consider grading it with PCGS or NGC. Certified coins always sell for higher prices. And if you do have this coin, well, let's just say your retirement plans just got a whole lot more exciting. So, now you know, the 1979 D Washington quarter is more than just loose change, it's a life-changing jackpot hiding in plain sight. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because trust me, this is just the beginning. There are so many hidden treasures out there, and I'm going to help you find them. Imagine finding a single quarter in your pocket, and realizing it's worth $685,000. But hold on, this isn't just another coin collector's fantasy. This is real. A rare 1980 P. George Washington quarter has shattered records, making someone an overnight millionaire. You could have one of these coins sitting right under your nose. Oops. Just fed $500,000 into a soda machine. Let's make sure you don't make that mistake. How to identify the $1 million 1980 P quarter, what makes it so valuable, and how you can sell it for the maximum price. But stay with me until the end, because the biggest mistake people make when selling rare coins could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did you accidentally give away a fortune? Let's find out. First, let's talk about what makes the 1980 P Washington quarter so special, worth just 25 cents. But a tiny mistake at the US Mint turned a handful of them into gold mines. This quarter has a rare minting error, a double die obverse, meaning George Washington's face looks slightly blurred or doubled under magnification. It also has an off-center strike and a particularly sharp P mint mark. Now, before you run to check your piggy bank, here's where it gets exciting. Relax. We're looking for something very specific. The most valuable version of this coin was graded MS67+ by PCGS, one of the highest conditions possible. That's what made it sell for a staggering $685,000 at auction. But how do you know if you have one? Let's break it down. How to find and sell your TRASURE. Look for the bold P on the obverse head side. A slight double image on Washington's face or letters. If your coin is shiny, unworn, and near perfect, it could be worth a fortune. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Auction it through Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers for max value. Do not clean the coin, that could ruin its value instantly. Trust me, you don't want to turn a $685,000 coin into a $5 one. Final cliffhanger and call TOACTO and yep. Someone, somewhere, might have unknowingly paid for a coffee with a life-changing fortune. Don't let that be you. Check your change. Dig through your old collections. And if you find a 1980 P Washington quarter with the right signs, congratulations. You just struck gold. What if I told you that a simple quarter, yes, just 25 cents, could make you a millionaire overnight? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that one particular 1987 D Washington silver quarter has already sold for a jaw-dropping $685,000, and there might be more out there? You might have this coin sitting in your pocket right now and not even know it. But here's the catch, you need to know exactly what to look for before it's too late. Stick with me until the end, because I'll reveal how to identify this rare quarter, why collectors are paying insane prices for it, and how you could cash in before the market shifts. Old footage of people using quarters in vending machines, zooming into a 1987 quarter being dropped into a slot. Let's rewind for a moment. 1987 was a year of change, the stock market crashed, Michael Jackson was on top of the charts, and somewhere in the Denver Mint, something unusual happened. Now, before you rush to check your couch cushions, here's the twist. Most 1987 quarters are worth, well, 25 cents. But a few were struck with an extraordinary minting error, one that turned them into six-figure treasures. So what makes this particular quarter so valuable? It all comes down to a rare minting mistake and the composition of the coin itself. First, let's talk about the legendary mint error that set this coin apart. You see, a small number of these quarters were accidentally struck on a silver planchet, making them incredibly rare. Instead of the usual copper-nickel composition, these were minted on 90% silver blanks meant for older coins. And here's the kicker, these errors are virtually impossible to detect unless you know exactly what to look for. Imagine spending 25 cents on a soda, only to realize you just threw away $500,000. Ouch. Alright, now that you know why this coin is so valuable, let's talk about the most crucial part, how you can check if you own one. Check for the D mint mark, located just below George Washington's ponytail. Weigh the coin. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the rare silver version will be around 6.25 grams. Do the ping test. Silver quarters produce a high-pitched ring when dropped on a hard surface. Examine under magnification for errors like doubling in the lettering or date, but even if you find one, selling it the wrong way could cost you thousands. Collectors are willing to pay a fortune for this coin, but only if you follow the right steps. You don't just take this to any pawn shop or coin dealer. You need to get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC, and then auctioned at a high-end numismatic event. And here's where the urgency kicks in. The market for rare coins is hot right now, but trends can shift. If you wait too long, you could miss out on the biggest payday of your life. The call to action, so now you have a choice. You can ignore this and hope you don't unknowingly spend a fortune at the gas station, or you can take 5 minutes to check your old coins, because you just might be holding the key to your financial freedom. Don't wait, go check now. And if you find one, let me know in the comments below. Well, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this quarter so valuable, how to identify one, and most importantly, how you can cash in big. And hey, before you rush off to check under your couch cushions, let's make sure you know what you're looking for. Not all quarters are created equal, and if you try to sell just any old 1967 quarter, well, let's just say the pawn shop guy might laugh you out the door. Alright, let's dive in. Why on earth is a 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter worth up to $685,000? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical significance. Small blue diamond first, the no mint mark mystery. Unlike most coins, the 1967 quarter doesn't have a mint mark, which means it wasn't specifically labeled as coming from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This was due to a decision by the U.S. Mint to discourage coin hoarding during the mid-60s, making this quarter unique in its era. Small blue diamond second, the silver content misconception. Now, some people assume that because this is a 1967 coin, it must be 100% silver. Not quite. By 1965, the U.S. had switched from 90% silver quarters to a copper-nickel composition. But, here's where things get exciting. A few rare error coins were accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from earlier minting years. These are the real gems, and they're worth a fortune. Translation? Someone at the mint had one job, and they messed up. Lucky for us, their mistake could make you a millionaire. Small blue diamond third, condition is king. The highest-selling 1967 quarter was graded MS 68, basically, in near-perfect, untouched condition. Even if yours isn't flawless, it could still be worth thousands. But here's the catch, not all graders are equal, and not all buyers will pay top dollar. That's why you need to know exactly how to maximize your profit. So, how do you check if your quarter is the real deal? And more importantly, where can you sell it for top dollar? Let's get into it. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Grab your quarters, because I'm about to walk you through a quick test to see if you're sitting on a life-changing treasure. The silver test. First, look at the edges of the coin. If you see a brown or copper tint, sorry to say, it's not the silver version. But if the edge is pure silver with no copper line, congratulations, you might have just struck gold, or rather, silver. The weight test. Silver planchets weigh slightly more than regular clad quarters. A normal 1967 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver-struck error coin tips the scale at 6.25 grams. A simple jewelry scale can tell you in seconds. The mint condition factor. Got a coin that looks brand new? That's great news. Coins in mint state, MS 65 and above, sell for thousands, but if yours is in MS 68 or higher, buckle up, because you might be looking at a six-figure payday. At this point, if you're holding a 1967 quarter and it's checking all these boxes, you might want to cancel your weekend plans, because you've got some serious business to attend to. But here's where most people go wrong, selling too quickly, to the wrong buyer, or for way less than it's worth. Before you make a move, let's talk about the best ways to sell your coin for the maximum payout. So, you've identified a rare quarter. Now what? Well, if you want to turn pocket change into a life-changing fortune, you need to sell smart. Get it professionally graded. Reputable services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate your coin and assign it a proper grade. Without this, collectors and auction houses won't take you seriously. Not your best bet. Instead, go for high-end coin auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, where serious collectors bid big money for rare coins. Timing is everything. Market trends fluctuate. Right now, rare coin values are skyrocketing, but that won't last forever. If you wait too long, you might miss out on peak prices. Go check your coin collection right now. That old quarter sitting in a forgotten jar could be the key to your new life of wealth and freedom. But the window of opportunity won't stay open forever, so act fast. Well, let's just say I expect an invite to your yacht party. If you found this valuable, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, do you have a 1967 quarter? Let's find out if you're about to become a millionaire. What if I told you that a single quarter in your pocket right now could be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Sounds crazy, right? But stay with me, because this isn't just any quarter. This is the ultra-rare 1990p mint mark George Washington silver quarter, a coin that has shattered records, with one selling for an astonishing $685,000. But here's the thing. Most people who have this quarter don't even know its real worth. Some have unknowingly spent it on a pack of gum. Imagine losing out on almost 700 grand, just like that. And that's exactly why you need to watch this video till the end, because I'm going to show you how to identify this rare quarter, why it's worth a fortune, and how you can turn your old coins into serious wealth. But first, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your spare change? Because after watching this, you might want to dump out every jar, drawer, and piggy bank in your house. I mean, who needs a couch when you can buy a mansion, right? Well, there's a secret that even most collectors don't know about. The 1990 quarter was never supposed to be made in silver. Officially, all quarters from this era were struck in copper nickel. But a tiny batch, just a handful, were accidentally struck on silver planchets, the same type used for older silver coins, and here's where things get interesting. No one knows exactly how many exist. Experts estimate that only a few were ever released into circulation, making it one of the rarest and most sought-after era coins in US history. And when one of these finally showed up at an auction, well, let's just say people were ready to spend a fortune on it. Could you be holding one of these quarters right now? Look at the date, it must be 1990. Look for the P mint mark, it's just below George Washington's ponytail. The weight, a normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the silver era coin is 6.25 grams, but here's the catch, the longer you wait, the higher the risk that someone else cashes in before you. Coin values fluctuate, and collectors are actively hunting for these right now. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy who finds this coin and then loses it in the laundry. What to do next? Some quarters have even sold for more than $685,000. This could be your golden ticket to wealth. Because trust me, there are more valuable coins hiding in plain sight. And if you think this quarter is rare, wait until you hear about the 1-cent coin that's worth over $1 million. But that's a story for another day.